I know. Let's have some fun. Let's nibble Nobby's nuts.
Boy, they really knew how to party back then, didn't they? The rest of that ad and more coming up on VHS Review. Hello and welcome to another VHS Review. You know, one of the things I occasionally do for people is digitize their old home video footage. Of course, now with phones and modern video cameras, anything you record is already digital and you can easily put those files on a hard drive or post clips on social media, etc. But back in the 80s and 90s, the most practical way to capture those precious family moments was to use a video camera that took a small cassette like one of these. This is Video8 and this is the slightly chunkier VHS-C. And what people often did was copy these tapes onto a standard VHS that they could then share around with extended family members, or so they could record new stuff on the smaller tapes, which were typically a bit pricier. But these small tapes generally only hold 45 minutes, maybe an hour of footage, whereas the big ones hold 3 or 4 hours. So what often happens when I digitize these is the start of the tape has some kid's birthday party at Hungry Jack's or shaky cam footage of the Trevi Fountain, but tucked away at the back end of the tape is some long-lost TV recording, a relic left over from the tape's previous life. And that's what I'm interested in, and that's exactly what we're looking at today. So this tape comes from my friend, the very talented Isabella Valette. You can see her performing in Cabaret Unscripted at Sydney Fringe Comedy, September 21 and 22 at the Factory Theatre in Marrickville, and also at the 2024 Melbourne Fringe Festival at Trades Hall, October 2 to 13. And so, the end of her tape contains a couple of TV programs I assume her parents recorded in Melbourne on the 23rd of September 1990. If we bring up the TV guide from The Age here, we've got the second half of Channel 9's Sunday program with Jim Waley, which was a long-running arts and current affairs show. If you're like me, you're probably thinking, yeah, whatever happened to that? Cancelled in 2008, apparently. Anyway, here's a bit of Sunday.
What a career, the stupendous La Stupenda. Reported by Helen Dowley, producer Catherine Hunter, editor Michael Connerty. And I'd like to point out that all those performances of Dame Joan Sutherland are available on ABC Video. More of Sunday in a moment.
There will be an ongoing debate within the party, which I think, to some extent, is going to be damaging to the party over time.
Gentlemen,
I hope I'm wrong, but I think that that's going to be the case.
We're out of time, but thank you very much, Mr. Campbell. Senator Loosely.
Thanks, Laurie.
Back to you, Jim.
Senator Stephen Loosely and George Campbell talking there with Laurie Oakes. Next, it's time for films with Peter Thompson.
There was also a performance from guitarist Tommy Emmanuel that ends with possibly the most intense throw to an ad break I've ever seen. Ugh.
So that's Sunday for this Sunday. We'll try to do it all again next Sunday morning. Hope you can join us. Have a good week.
But the recording stops there and starts again later that evening for AFL Today on Channel 7, which was showing highlights of the second semi-final between Collingwood and Essendon. I love the old 7 Sport opening graphics with their use of fanfare for the common man, but unfortunately I'll have to talk over the top of it so YouTube and TikTok doesn't give me a copyright strike.
After yesterday's first semi, only 3 teams are left in the fight for the flag.
Turns out that even though there's talking over the top of the music here, it's still getting picked up by the copyright thing, which is a bit of a shame. We've still got to talk over this too. Okay, well, let's see. Let's have a look at the receipts on my desk here. What's that? Golden Delicious. Oh, it's probably not.
AFL Today from the MCG.
Looks like the graphic designer couldn't quite make up their mind about whether the word today should be inside or outside the logo.
A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to our exclusive coverage of the second semi-final before nearly 92,000 fans. Collingwood and Essendon from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, with the winner straight through to the AFL Grand Final.
Spoiler, it was Collingwood. Interesting to note that game took place at 2:30 that afternoon in Melbourne, but it was not broadcast live in Melbourne. Channel 7 instead treating viewers to a repeat of the 1965 movie Girl Happy.
The girl's happy.
Now, the obvious question there is, why? Well, back in the day, it was actually quite common for certain sports not to be broadcast live in the city the match was played, unless the stadium was sold out. It used to happen in Adelaide all the time with the cricket, with the local broadcast delayed a few hours. The various sporting codes wanted to encourage people to actually attend the games in person, though not even a crowd of
Nearly 92,000 fans
could keep Elvis off Melbourne television.
Oh, how good is this?
Pretty annoying, really, or at least it would be if I cared. Not that there was any shortage of sports shows on TV that day. World of Sport, Wide World of Sport, Sports World, Australian commercial television. So much variety. Personally, I think I would have watched World of Warships over on Channel 2, but that's just me. Anyway, let's watch some ads. You know, I was just a boy in 1990. We didn't have Minecraft, but we did have this.
Signs of influence, signs of eminence, Signcraft. Signs of dominance, glow the distance, show resistance, Signcraft. Signs of excellence, illustration, Signcraft. See the difference, luminescence, utter brilliance, Signcraft.
Create a better image. Call Signcraft.
Wow, look at that. Those signs don't break when you hit them with a hammer.
Try it yourself.
Ever wondered what it would sound like if all the male characters from Blinky Bill tried to rob a bank? I know you have. Well, thanks to this ad for King G Workwear, now you don't have to.
King G Workwear. Made to handle anything.
Here's the car, let's get out of here!
Hey, drop that! Hey, get this off me!
Going someplace?
King G Workwear. If they were any tougher, they'd rust.
Yeah, let's see them stop a bullet. The only thing realistic about this ad is the casual pace at which those tradies subdue the bank robbers. Look at that. Yeah, no rush, fellas. They're installing an air conditioning system. Why have they got a blue healer with them? To keep the ducks in line? Continuing the regal theme, and who could forget this iconic jingle for Crown Forklifts?
There is nothing like a crown, for picking it up and putting it down.
But, hear me out, what if instead of the excellent jingle, they use former leader of the Australian Democrats, Don Chipp, for no reason?
I've heard so many business people talk about lifting productivity of their companies and raising efficiency. Big talk, no action. If you're serious about lifting your performance, 1, don't deal with second-raters, and 2, get top-line support. You start right here, Crown, the biggest lift truck manufacturer in the country. And Crown is first in lift trucks. That's the only big talk worth listening to.
Crown Forklifts, keeping the bastards neatly stacked. It's always a mark of a good celebrity impersonation when you have to add a name tag.
My good people, worry no more. The war against carpet stains is over with worry-free. Carpets guaranteed to resist staining for 5 years, like natural feeling by Minster with Scotchgard stain release. Victory with worry-free.
We will fight them on the Axminster with every carpet fibre of our being. Just like Winston would say. I don't know about you, but when I think worry-free, I think World War II.
He can thump it a mile. Look at that long kick. This might be a goal. Yes! Another one to the Magpies. Doug Barwick has kicked his second. Collingwood have moved on to 10-7. Essendon remain on
6-9. Here's a classic.
Whoa!
You okay?
Sure. Just thought I'd drop in. I hope you don't mind.
No, not at all. Would you like a drink?
Oh, you bet.
I know. Let's have some fun. Let's nibble Nobby's nuts.
Nobby's nuts, not to be confused with Dobby's nuts, which are frankly disgusting. Like coins through the hourglass, these are the faxes of our lives.
NEC make the most popular fax machines in Australia. One reason is speed. Every second your fax takes to transmit interstate or overseas costs money. NEC make a NEFAX that's so fast it can transmit a page in 9 seconds. Other faxes can take much longer. Being fast keeps us one step ahead. No fax beats NEFAX.
I don't think that analogy really works. It's not like it's money going down the drain. The coins are still there. Can't you just turn the hourglass upside down again? This ad has a subtle hidden message. See if you can spot it.
It's terrific. But I see I'll have to contact the handyman to fix this up.
Well, if that's the case, I'll contact the home decorator too.
While you're at it, you might as well contact the cabinet maker.
Should that be before or after we contact the tiler?
Oh, yeah?
For home improvement ideas that stick, contact from Nylex.
Somebody contact the AMI Marketing Excellence Awards. Hey, just for a bit of fun, look what happens to that ad when I make one small change.
It's terrific. But I see I'll have to the handyman to fix this up.
Well, if that's the case, I'll the home decorator too.
While you're at it, you might as well the cabinet maker.
Should that be before or after we the tiler?
Oh, yeah?
Now that's how you get these people to show up on time. But right now... Ah yes, what the hell was that? The segment where the really weird ads go. Like this one for BP. If you can find a petrol station commercial with sillier music, for the love of God, keep it to yourself.
Ever since we've redesigned our service stations worldwide, something's happened. Millions of new customers have switched to BP. But more than just a shiny new station, these drivers have discovered BP's advanced fuels and oils for optimum engine performance and the convenience of BP's car washes and shops. So you see, our new green stations brought them in. But it's everything else we do that's bringing them back. BP, on the move.
I get the whole on-the-move branding thing, but the cars still have to stop to fill up, right? Side note, isn't it strange how BP's famous tagline was later put on Victorian number plates? Only if you don't understand the relationship between fossil fuel companies and government in this country. Moving on, and another weird ad is calling.
These two business phone systems may look similar in the flesh, but on the right is the new HiCom 100, a much more highly developed member of the species. It's built by the company that's made one of Australia's best-selling commander systems for the past 10 years. So it's evolved the flexibility to grow with your business when other phone systems are dead and buried. The new HiCom 100 range from Siemens. Your office communication problem solved.
If these phones have a skeletal system, does that mean they were created using actual semen? This cereal commercial takes a bit of a sudden turn.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
Morning, Possum. Congratulations, Mum. How do you feel? 40 years.
Wonderful. Never felt better.
Your nanny is as beautiful today as she was the day we were married.
Can I have the Kellogg's All Brown, please, Mum?
No, darling.
Mummy, will you be a grandmother too one day?
No.
Statistics indicate that 1 in 24 Australians will develop cancer of the bowel. The Australian Cancer Society recommends that a diet high in fibre and low in fat may help prevent these bowel cancers.
I'm planning on being a great-great-grandmother.
As part of a high-fibre, low-fat diet, choose Kellogg's All Bran, the highest in soluble wheat fibre cereal.
Well, darling, if Mum's going to be a great-great-grandma, you better start pumping out the kiddies ASAP. I reckon the weirdest bit in this ad was this line.
Can I have the Kellogg's All Brand, please, Mum?
Nobody calls it that. You just call it All Brand. How many different brand name brands do they have in the pantry? They have to specify the Kellogg's one. Brand. I like the decor in this early 90s office.
Where was Max last week?
Warburton Healthcare Centre.
Warburton? They probably fed him celery and water.
Put him on torturous treadmills.
Cold showers.
Army training sounds more appealing.
The partnership is mine now. Max is no longer a threat.
Morning, fellas.
Max, you're back. And you look great.
Warburton Health Programs. They bring out your best.
And apparently they bring out the worst in your colleagues. The partnership is mine now. Max is no longer a threat. He's saying that out loud in front of the company director? What kind of workplace culture is this? No wonder Max needed some R&R. Someone had to pull the knives out of his back. Neighbours fans might recognise that corporate ladder climber as actor Ian Rawlings, who played Philip Martin during most of the 90s. Here's a memorable scene from 1994 with his on-screen wife, Julie.
Mr. Mark, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Oh, God, no. Julie, listen to me. Julie,
Somebody get him out of here, please.
Julie.
Somebody get him out of here.
You gotta save her. Julie!
Stand clear.
Please, God, don't let this
Should have gone to Warburton Health Centre. But if we're talking strange ads, and we are, the outright winner from this tape is this.
At Carlton and United, we normally like to show you how to enjoy our products in our commercials. But we realise there are times when you'd rather enjoy someone else's. Like the pleasure of driving today's modern cars. All we ask is that you realise that drinking and driving can be a dangerous combination. Please think before you drink.
What the hell was that?
Think before you drink.
How about think before you make an ad? Maybe put some taxis in there, a train, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. We're done. Support us on Patreon, hit the thumbs up button and all that. See you later.
This has been a 7 Sport presentation for the Australian Television Network.
Now after the throw in, and again it's nose over the footy, and who's that? Is that Shields down the base of the pack?
Yeah, he just threw himself into it. It's beautiful.
The only bloke enjoying this more than Sammy is David N. Green. Watch the ceiling fan, David. Now here's the handball to Buddy inside 50, and he shanked it, and Ever listen.
The 1990 AFL Premiership season was proudly brought to you by CUB, one of the world's great brewers. Westpac, you can bank on Westpac. McEwen's, you can do it with McEwen's. 4 and 20, the great Australian taste. And BP, on the move.
You know, the Westpac and McEwen's taglines are basically the same. They should have just made them all like that. The 1990 AFL Premiership season was proudly brought to you by CUB. You can drink with CUB. Westpac. You can bank on Westpac. McEwen's. You can do it with McEwen's. 4 and 20. You can eat a pie with 4 and 20. And BP. You can move on with BP. you can move on with BP. Just like we did after that Deepwater Horizon thing.